is Kristin Diener. I teach jewelry and metals through UNM continuing education, beginning classes and then continuing classes.
A little bit about the quality of education students can get from you and what they can typically take away from one of your classes.
In the period of time that we're working in the beginning class, I set it in a kind of a regimented way so that it's focused a lot on technique, but there's all this creativity that comes into it and decision making, but a lot of it is learning how to make something work, how to learn how to silver solder, how to use the torch safely, how to create a successful solder joint, how to create your own bezel cup, how to set a stone, and then that way after the beginning class there's a certain amount of knowledge that then you can build anything you want to. So we cover all kinds of different finishes. We cover techniques so that somebody knows how to make something look super pristine and very perfect. And then if somebody else likes it looking a little crunchier and not as perfect, at least they know how to do the perfect, and then they can go off and have it look any way that they want to.
Who is your audience? Who typically takes your classes?
Usually people that take the classes have other careers, and a lot of them are currently they're like full-time into their careers at the moment, and I think they love coming in here because they get to use a different part of their brain somehow. Folks that come through here are incredible overachievers and so they have all of this energy to have their full-time job, career, family.
Why should someone enroll in your class?
Oh, well, someone should enroll in the class if they want to have a very dynamic experience where it's pleasant, it's fun, but you're also learning a great deal about something that might be kind of mysterious. It's fairly unusual to get to use the acetylene torch, and so we do a lot of torch work in here, and I try to do a lot of techniques that aren't easily found in other studios.
What kinds of projects do students create in your classes?
In the beginning jewelry metals class, students create a simple ring band at first. They work with the jeweler saw initially so that you can cut any shape in any piece of metal that you want to, and you're working with a little saw blade about the size of a piece of hair. So it's getting used to that. Once you learn how to use the saw blade, then you can cut anything out of the metal that you'd like to. Then the next step is figuring out how to create a perfect solder joint, and that means knowing how to use the files correctly so that you have two pieces of metal that butt up against each other perfectly, and then using the acetylene torch, and that means how to flux the metal and how to light the torch and what size flame to use and how to solder without melting the metal. We use hammers for chasing and texturing, and also other kinds of hammers that are just for shaping metal without putting marks in it. And the reason for starting with a sterling silver ring band is because the ring band has a ton of information in it. So the ring band means that you have to know in that little tiny jewelry piece, you have to know how to saw, how to measure, how to file, how to use the pliers, how to flux, how to solder, and how to hammer. Continuing class is set up with no set projects. It's just, here's a huge list of techniques. You tell me what you want to see demos on. And so everybody's working on something different. And I'm just kind of facilitating what different techniques are desired.